You close your eyes, and the room around you begins to dissolve into soft darkness. The gentle rhythm of your breath becomes a bridge, a slow current carrying you deeper inside yourself. Beneath the surface of your skin, beneath the warmth of your pulse, lies a world rarely noticed, a secret garden that thrives quietly, tirelessly, with its own language and rhythms. Tiny beings, smaller than the smallest dot of dust, move through the landscapes of your body. They are countless in number, invisible to your eyes, yet essential to the story of who you are. They live in colonies, forming delicate cities across the terrain of your mouth, your gut, your skin. Each of them plays a part in keeping the ecosystem of you alive, humming softly, like leaves brushing together in a gentle breeze. In your intestines, a forest of life sways. Bacteria, archaea, fungi, and viruses, each with its purpose, communicate with each other through chemical signals, a symphony of messages carried in molecules. Some whisper secrets of nourishment, guiding the digestion of the food you eat. Others send messages to your nervous system, influencing emotions you feel before you even recognize their origin. You are not just a body, you are a collaboration, a living, breathing network that stretches beyond what you see. Imagine a single drop of water from your bloodstream. Inside that droplet, countless tiny travelers navigate rivers of nutrients, exchanging messages with the cells that form the landscape around them. These whispers are subtle, invisible, yet they shape moods, appetite, and even memory. The garden within you does not rush, it flows with patience, with purpose, orchestrating balance while you go about your day, unaware of the quiet miracles beneath your awareness. Your skin is another frontier, another garden in miniature. Microbes cluster near follicles, in the folds of your hands, around the soft curves of your face. They form protective communities, holding back invaders, keeping your surface healthy and responsive. They teach your immune system patience, discernment, and harmony. You might think of them as silent guardians, standing watch over every inch of you, turning even the simple act of touching or breathing into a conversation between worlds. As you drift deeper into awareness, you feel your lungs inhale and exhale. The air you take in is shared with millions of unseen companions. Some ride the tiny surfaces of your respiratory passages, others linger longer, shaping responses you cannot see but can feel. With every breath, the garden stirs, dancing lightly, opening and closing in perfect cadence. Each exhale is a soft ripple through this hidden landscape, a gentle message carried outward into the quiet night. Travel to your gut once more. Imagine the winding folds of the intestines as valleys and hills. Rivers of nutrients flow like streams through these valleys, nourishing life along the way. Colonies of microbes settle in nooks and crannies, digesting, fermenting, transforming. Some produce vitamins, others metabolize compounds that influence how alert or calm you feel. This is not just chemistry, it is an ongoing dialogue, a subtle choreography between your own cells and the life that shares your body. Even the cells themselves participate in this inner forest. They sense, adapt, and respond to the messages carried by these tiny companions. They adjust metabolism, signal hormones, and orchestrate the release of chemicals that reach your brain. Thoughts and feelings are influenced not only by the neurons in your head but also by the murmurs of this inner garden, bridging the space between body and mind. In the quiet of night, you can feel this hidden world more clearly. The soft thrum of your heartbeat becomes a drum guiding the dance of microbes. Tiny chemical symphonies rise and fall like wind through leaves. The inner world is vibrant, yet gentle, alive, yet harmonious. It does not demand your attention, it invites it, softly, like the hush of evening shadows stretching across a calm lake. You are more than the visible parts of yourself. Your thoughts, moods, and perceptions are colored by companions smaller than you can see, partners in an ancient, intimate dialogue. They are teachers in subtlety, guides in patience, and keepers of the delicate balance that allows you to thrive. They remind you that life is never isolated. Even within, there is a community, a network, a garden where cooperation and curiosity flourish. Visualize now the gentle flow of this hidden garden at night. Microbes drift lazily along the lining of your gut. Skin colonies settle quietly in folds and creases. Cells signal each other with whispered chemicals, while hormones rise and fall like soft tides. You are immersed in a landscape of life that is tender, precise, and endlessly patient. Every part of you participates in a conversation older than your awareness, a song of balance that continues whether or not you notice. As your awareness deepens, you might sense the way this inner world reacts to your attention. The simple act of breathing, of pausing, of listening inwardly, resonates through this garden. Communication grows more intimate, subtler. You are part of it, as much as it is part of you. Boundaries blur, and the sense of self expands outward and inward simultaneously, like twilight stretching across the horizon and reflecting in a quiet lake. In the gentle rhythm of your heartbeat, you feel a soft invitation. The garden of life within you is vast and intricate, yet intimately familiar. It whispers of connections beyond the visible, beyond the known. Each cell, each microbe, each chemical signal is a note in a slow, unfolding melody that tells the story of you as more than your own body, a universe of small lives dancing in harmony with your own. And as you drift deeper into the softness of this night, the line between inner and outer begins to dissolve. The garden hums quietly, expecting nothing, simply existing, reminding you that you are never truly alone. Life, in all its forms, is here, beneath your skin, within your body, swaying gently like the first breeze of evening over a still pond. Imagine entering a grand, invisible concert hall, one that stretches endlessly through the corridors of your own body. The air hums not with violins or flutes, but with a quiet vibration of life. Each sound, each pulse, is produced by an unseen ensemble, trillions of bacteria, viruses, fungi, and other microscopic companions. Though invisible to your eyes, they inhabit every corner of your gut, skin, and bloodstream, performing with precision and subtlety. You are both audience and stage, both conductor and listener, in this internal symphony that never ceases. As you walk slowly through this hall, your senses attune to the softest hums. In the folds of your intestines, tiny cells vibrate like strings on a delicate instrument. Bacteria glide and twirl in fluid harmony, breaking down the food you eat, turning it into energy that courses through your veins. They are not mindless workers, each has a role, a melody, a pattern that contributes to a greater composition. Some flourish on fibers from leafy greens, their activity producing gentle, calming notes of short-chain fatty acids that soothe the lining of your gut. Others react to sugars or fats with bursts of sound that ripple through the orchestra, shaping the tempo of your digestion. Notice how their music influences your thoughts. The vagus nerve, a thick cord stretching from your brain to your abdomen, transmits subtle vibrations from gut to mind. When the orchestra plays well, it fosters clarity, a gentle mental glow. When certain instruments dominate too strongly, you feel it as discomfort, a subtle unease or jittery thought. Your mood, your focus, even the rhythm of your breathing, bends to their influence, like a calm lake reflecting the shifting sky above. Every microbial note is a whisper that reaches beyond the confines of your physical self. You pause at a particular section of this hall, a cluster of microbes near your stomach lining. They are tiny conductors, sensing changes in the environment. A shift in your diet, a moment of stress, even a sudden emotion sends tremors through their community. They respond in ways both immediate and slow. Some release chemical signals, like soft chimes, alerting neighboring cells. Others adjust their metabolism, accelerating or slowing their internal rhythm. You sense a subtle intelligence, not the thinking of a human mind, but an emergent awareness born from countless interactions. Walk further, deeper into the intestines, where diversity explodes into complexity. Here, thousands of species mingle, forming intricate networks. Some are loud and assertive, others soft and enduring. Together, they create balance, checking and guiding each other in patterns that have evolved over millennia. Occasionally, a foreign bacterium arrives, a visitor unfamiliar with the established melody. The ensemble reacts, some instruments amplify, some retreat, until equilibrium returns. You realize that harmony is not static, it is dynamic, maintained through constant dialogue, subtle negotiation, and adaptive improvisation. As you drift through this living music hall, notice the skin's contribution. Microbes here are quieter, yet equally important. They act as sentinels, tuning their presence to the environment outside your body. A sudden brush against a cool breeze, a change in humidity, a touch of sunlight, all create responses, minute shifts in their chorus. They protect, they modulate, they signal, all without fanfare. Their notes are gentle, percussive, like wind brushing across leaves, yet they resonate with significance, reminding you that your symphony extends beyond your internal organs, connecting with the world outside. In the bloodstream, the melody changes. Here, microbial interactions are subtler but no less profound. Tiny metabolites circulate like musical motifs, influencing inflammation, energy levels, even the perception of taste and smell. It is as though every bite you take, every sip of water, every deep breath, is transcribed into new notes, woven into the existing composition. The orchestra is alive, responding to your actions with a delicate yet unerring precision. And then you reach the brain, where the music takes on an ethereal quality. Some microbes release neurotransmitter-like signals that influence mood and cognition. It is not magic, yet it feels magical, a symphony of chemical notes shaping thoughts and feelings, gently nudging your awareness. You become aware of how profoundly you are intertwined with these tiny beings. They are part of your narrative, part of your waking and dreaming self. The line between self and symphony blurs, as if you are simultaneously observer and participant in an infinite dance of life. The more you listen, the more you notice the subtle dynamics. Microbes engage in a conversation as old as life itself. Some form alliances, sharing resources and supporting growth. Others compete, creating tension, contrast, and movement within the musical narrative. Some melodies are quick and fleeting, like rapid drum taps, others are sustained, lingering in slow, sonorous arcs. Patterns emerge and dissolve, reminding you that life is rhythm, change, and adaptation, orchestrated by countless tiny hands you cannot see. You imagine yourself as both a traveler and a caretaker. What you eat, the way you move, your patterns of sleep and stress, all influence the composition. You are not merely carried by this symphony, you are a subtle conductor, providing cues that help the orchestra maintain balance. Yet, you are also humble in recognizing that the music existed long before you and will continue long after. It is a legacy of life's resilience, a testament to the cooperative wonder that underlies all living systems. Gently, your awareness drifts toward the interconnectedness of all these elements. Each bacterium is a note, each community a phrase, each organ a movement in a grand, continuous composition. The body, the environment, the mind, and even the intangible moods of your day all become part of this living score. And as you sense the rhythm winding into a soft cadence, a question arises in your mind, not with urgency, but with gentle curiosity. If this orchestra is always playing, who truly conducts it, and what new melodies might emerge as you continue to walk through life? You linger in this thought, letting the vibrations of unseen instruments fill your awareness. You feel the subtle hum beneath your skin, the quiet pulse of harmony in your gut, and the tender whispers brushing your mind. Every moment of your existence contributes to the ongoing composition, and every breath you take is a note in a music older than memory. You are part of the symphony, and the symphony is part of you. And as the last faint chords echo in your consciousness, you notice a soft, lingering resonance, a curiosity that drifts beyond the whole of microbes, hinting at a new layer of the body's music yet to be explored, waiting to reveal its next secret in the unfolding journey. As you settle into the quiet rhythm of your evening, your attention drifts inward, to a world that pulses unseen beneath your skin. Here, within the folds of your stomach and intestines, countless tiny beings await, ready to greet the food you have taken in. They are your microbial partners, a community both ancient and intimate, performing a dance that has persisted across countless generations. Imagine them as dancers in a grand ballroom, their movements precise, yet endlessly fluid. Each step, each turn, is perfectly attuned to the rhythm of your digestion. You take a bite, perhaps a crisp apple or a warm piece of bread, and the journey begins. The food is no longer inert, it becomes a participant in this delicate choreography. Sugars, fibers, and proteins enter the ballroom, and the microbes respond. Some spin lightly around, breaking molecules into smaller fragments. Others leap forward, carrying energy from one corner of the room to another. It is not chaotic, though it may appear so from an outside glance. Each motion, each interaction, is guided by necessity and chance, by chemical signals that are both precise and mysterious. Imagine the bread breaking apart, its starches unraveling like the soft folds of a gown, each piece caught by a microbe waiting in anticipation. Enzymes released by both your body and these microbial residents gently coax nutrients free, teasing energy from bonds formed over millennia. Some microbes digest fiber that you cannot touch on your own, releasing compounds that your cells can absorb. Others create signaling molecules that whisper across the ballroom, informing distant regions of your gut about the state of the dance. It is a conversation, invisible and constant, occurring at a pace far faster than thought yet entirely synchronized with your body's needs. The warmth of your stomach is like a softly lit chandelier, casting gentle light on each microbial figure. You feel a subtle vibration, almost like a pulse, as the microbes move, divide, and communicate. They sense the chemical notes of what you have eaten, and with each note, they adjust their patterns. Some cluster around sugars, turning them into short-chain fatty acids that feed your cells. Others patrol regions rich in proteins, releasing enzymes that liberate amino acids. Each action releases a tiny gift of energy, and together these contributions sustain you in ways both direct and unseen. Picture the fibers from vegetables as ribbons weaving through the ballroom. Microbes wrap around them, tugging and twisting, breaking them down gradually. They create small molecules that drift like delicate sparks, absorbed by your intestinal walls. These sparks become signals, nourishment, and sometimes even subtle regulators of your mood and energy. The dance is not just for sustenance, it is for communication, coordination, and balance. The microbes learn your habits and respond. Over time, they shift, adapting to what you eat and the rhythm of your life, a community attuned to your presence in ways you rarely notice but always benefit from. You can sense a gentle current running through this world. As the microbes metabolize your meal, gases are produced, and liquids churn, not as an annoyance but as part of the choreography. Movement encourages interaction, ensuring that molecules do not linger stagnant. The nutrients are gradually extracted, transformed, and moved along the pathways of your intestines. Your body absorbs them quietly, efficiently, without fanfare. Each step is subtle, yet essential. There is an elegance here, a precision born from countless cycles of trial and refinement. Consider the way your stomach walls contract and release, like a slow, deliberate wave. These motions are not random, they guide the flow of contents, ensuring that every microbe has its chance to dance. The choreography is dynamic, responding to signals both chemical and mechanical. Some microbes are gentle, moving slowly, breaking down complex compounds over hours. Others are swift, ready to seize sugars and convert them immediately into energy. Together, they maintain a balance, a harmony that allows both you and your microbial partners to thrive. The air is warm and perfumed with the subtle scent of digestion, though invisible to the nose. Chemical signals drift like whispers across the room. Microbes respond to one another, forming temporary alliances to break down stubborn molecules, then dissolving into individual movements once the task is done. Your body observes these exchanges, absorbing the results with quiet gratitude. You are not merely a host, you are a participant in this delicate social network, providing space, nutrients, and rhythm. Notice how some microbes leave chemical traces along the walls of the intestines. These traces are messages, markers, invitations for others to join the waltz. It is a form of silent conversation, a network of communication built entirely on molecules. Your immune system, attentive and measured, observes the dance, intervening only when necessary. It recognizes the familiar movements, trusts the routine, and sometimes joins in the signaling. The dance is not just about digestion, it is a lesson in coexistence, a meditation on harmony and adaptation. As the meal progresses through your digestive tract, the energy liberated from nutrients fuels your cells and sustains the microbial community. Short-chain fatty acids enter your bloodstream, reaching distant tissues, even the brain, subtly influencing mood, perception, and energy. Imagine these molecules as gentle sparks sent out from the ballroom to the rest of your body, reminders that no action is isolated. Everything is interconnected, every step of the dance resonating beyond its immediate surroundings. You can sense a rhythm in the process, slow, measured, yet alive with vitality. Each microbe contributes to a collective intelligence, guiding your digestion, adjusting the tempo, and ensuring that the system functions smoothly. Some microbes thrive on fiber, others on sugars, each finding their niche yet responding to the needs of the community. They divide and die, make way for newcomers, and continuously adapt. Life, in its most microscopic form, mirrors life at larger scales, complex, interdependent, and endlessly fascinating. Even as the meal completes its passage, the ballroom does not empty. Residual fibers and compounds continue to be processed, microbes adjusting their choreography to the changing environment. The signals slow, the dances become smaller, more intimate, but the essential flow continues. Your body absorbs the remaining energy, and your microbial partners prepare for the next meal, learning, remembering, and adjusting. It is a perpetual cycle, a continuous meditation in motion, unseen yet profoundly influential. You, as the observer and participant, feel a sense of wonder. Though the world inside your gut is invisible, it is no less vivid than the landscapes outside your window. The microbes teach a quiet lesson, that life thrives in connection, in movement, and in delicate balance. Each meal becomes a story, each bite a new chapter in this ongoing narrative. You can almost sense the anticipation for the next dance, the next opportunity to engage with your microscopic companions, to continue the journey that sustains both body and spirit. And as you drift toward the quiet of night, you realize that this internal ballet is never truly still. There is always a pulse, a motion, a choreography waiting to resume. Your awareness of it is soft, almost dreamlike, yet it deepens your understanding of the intimacy of life. The ballroom, with its twirling dances and whispered exchanges, continues endlessly, a subtle prelude to the next journey your body and mind will take together. You settle into a quiet space, a gentle exhale releasing the weight of the day. Your body feels heavier in the soft embrace of the bed, yet your mind begins to wander, not outward, but inward. Beneath the surface of your awareness lies an entire universe, hidden yet profoundly alive. This is the world inside your gut, where billions of tiny beings, bacteria, viruses, fungi, live, breathe, and communicate, shaping the rhythm of your emotions in ways you have scarcely imagined. Picture them as alchemists, quietly stirring invisible cauldrons. Each one carries a lineage older than the mountains or the stars, a lineage that has adapted, survived, and learned over millions of years. They ferment, break down, and transform nutrients from the food you consume into compounds that travel up, signaling your nervous system, whispering in chemical language. Neurotransmitters, like serotonin, dopamine, and gamma-aminobutyric acid, bubble quietly, influenced by these microscopic partners. With each slow, mindful breath, you sense the gentle pulse of this inner symphony. You notice the sensations in your body, a warmth, a soft stirring in the belly, subtle ripples of calm or tension. These are not random, they are dialogues. Your thoughts are no longer only yours, they are co-authored by billions of invisible collaborators who have their own agendas, their own preferences, and yet, in harmony, they shape your perceptions. You imagine their tiny hands moving delicately through a vast network, signaling, nudging, balancing. A joy you feel in response to a remembered melody, a pang of unease at a soft shadow, a flicker of curiosity when you wonder about the stars, they all carry whispers from this inner realm. Visualize a river of light flowing through your digestive tract, each glimmer representing a message, a chemical signal, a story told by these microbial partners. As you follow it, you see that they are remarkably sensitive to your habits, your rhythms, your moods. When you eat a warm meal slowly, savoring each bite, they respond, producing compounds that coax serotonin into your bloodstream. When you inhale deeply, letting the air fill your lungs and chest, they sense the calm vibrations of your nervous system and adjust their signaling accordingly. It is a silent conversation, continuous, ancient, and intimate. Your attention drifts to the sensory feedback loops that ripple through your body. Your gut communicates directly with your brain through the vagus nerve, a bridge of electric whispers that conveys joy, curiosity, worry, or calm. You begin to understand that anxiety is not a solitary thought, it is a chorus where both you and your microbiome play parts. Every decision you make, every emotional wave you experience, is subtly tuned by these microbial partners, guiding you toward balance or alerting you to discord. It is not control in the traditional sense, but a partnership, an elegant interplay of life within life. You imagine walking through a forest of neurons, each tree shaped by signals originating in your gut. Some trees glow softly with serotonin, some shimmer faintly with dopamine. In this forest, your thoughts rustle like leaves, and the wind carries hints of microbial messages. This forest is alive, responsive, adaptive. Every time you pause and breathe, you allow new pathways to emerge. The alchemists in your gut sense your attention, and they adjust their potions, crafting a subtle harmony that can ease worry, spark curiosity, or invite serenity. Slowly, the story of your body becomes inseparable from the story of your microbiome. Consider the effects of a single bacterium producing gamma-aminobutyric acid, a calming neurotransmitter. It sends a ripple up your spinal cord, through the vagus nerve, and into your brain. You feel your shoulders soften, your mind expand. Your experience of the world, the nuance of a gentle thought, or the color of a memory, carries the imprint of these tiny, unseen guides. You are both host and collaborator, aware now of the depth of your inner ecology. Now, let your imagination wander to the vast diversity of your microbial community. There are hundreds of species, each contributing unique capabilities. Some ferment fibers into short-chain fatty acids that influence your energy and mood. Others synthesize vitamins essential for mental clarity. Still others engage in chemical signaling that primes your immune system. Each interaction is delicate, a dance performed on scales invisible to the naked eye. Yet their impact is tangible. Your alertness, your serenity, your resilience are interwoven with their activity. As you continue to breathe slowly, you sense the ebb and flow of their activity. Some microbes flourish when the day is calm, others respond to movement, light, and sound. Their collective metabolism creates a rhythm that mirrors the cycles of your life. They remember patterns, respond to new experiences, and adapt to challenges. In turn, you begin to notice subtle shifts in your own emotions, a gentle smoothing of anxious edges, a quiet uplift when a moment of wonder touches you. It is a co-creation, a dialogue of life forms, each shaping and reshaping the experience of being. You might imagine a gentle library within you, shelves lined with knowledge carried through generations of microbial life. They hold secrets of digestion, immunity, and emotion, encoded in DNA, passed silently through time. By eating, breathing, sleeping, and moving mindfully, you interact with this library, borrowing insights that can shift the balance toward health and contentment. Each choice is a sentence in a story shared between you and the billions of creatures quietly residing in your gut. Notice how your thoughts now seem less isolated, less singular. The realization that so much of your perception is influenced by these microbial collaborators evokes a sense of humility and wonder. Anxiety transforms into curiosity. Loneliness gives way to recognition of interconnection. You begin to sense that emotions, even ones you assumed were purely yours, are often born in collaboration with this unseen ecosystem. Their whispers are subtle, yet persistent, like wind brushing over the surface of a calm lake, shaping ripples that eventually reach your conscious mind. As your awareness deepens, consider the implications of this partnership. Your gut, often overlooked in daily thought, is a teacher, a guide, a co-author of your emotional experience. The act of eating, resting, or moving becomes an invitation to participate consciously in this dialogue. With each mindful choice, you are nurturing the alchemists within, fostering chemical conversations that can enhance well-being, balance, and joy. The science is profound, yet it is also simple. Life thrives in connection, and your microbiome is an intimate reminder of that truth. Finally, you feel a gentle widening of consciousness. You are not merely an individual, isolated and singular. You are a complex ecosystem, an ongoing collaboration between your body and the microbial partners that shape your emotional and physical reality. With each slow breath, the lines between you and them soften, creating a sense of unity, harmony, and shared purpose. This awareness does not demand action or change, it simply invites you to notice, to honor, and to wonder at the silent symphony playing within. And as you lie there, feeling the subtle pulses and currents of microbial influence, your mind stretches outward. You sense that this inner universe is but one of many intricate networks connecting life, from the tiniest cells to the grand tapestry of the cosmos. In the quiet moments between each breath, a question emerges softly, like a gentle ripple across a still pond. How do these hidden worlds shape not only our inner life but the life around us? You begin by closing your eyes and taking a slow, deep breath. The air fills your lungs, and you feel a gentle expansion in your chest. Somewhere, deep within, an unseen world stirs. Tiny beings, too small for your eyes to see, move quietly, purposefully, as they have for millennia. These are your microbial guardians, the silent sentinels who have journeyed alongside life itself. They line your skin, invisible but present, forming a soft, protective barrier. Imagine them as delicate mosses on ancient stones, steady and persistent, absorbing and filtering, letting only what is necessary pass through. They patrol patiently, sensing each visitor, each tiny shift in the landscape of your body. There is no rush in their work, everything flows with calm rhythm, a dance too subtle to disrupt your own sense of stillness. Within your gut, an entire metropolis of microbes thrives. Each of them has a role, each a purpose. Some digest what you cannot, breaking down fibers and plant compounds, crafting energy and nourishment from what seems indigestible. Others produce signals, little chemical whispers that guide your immune system, like distant lanterns flickering along a forest path. They ensure balance, preventing overgrowth and calming potential threats, gently reminding your body that harmony is possible even amid complexity. As you listen inward, you may sense their patterns. There is a quiet coordination here, a shared intelligence that does not shout but communicates in subtle waves. These microbes know your rhythms, the ebb and flow of digestion, the quiet lull of sleep, the surge of alertness when you wake. They are attuned to your life as much as you are to theirs, and through this symbiosis, a feeling of connection deepens. Your body is no longer a solitary vessel, it is a community, a miniature ecosystem where life cooperates with life. Consider the microbes on your skin as you brush your fingertips gently across your arm. Each touch is a conversation, a reassurance. Some of them fend off invaders that could disrupt the delicate balance, while others maintain the environment, secreting natural oils and creating protective films. Their presence is subtle, but without them, the world inside you would be more exposed, more vulnerable. They are the quiet stewards of your well-being, often unnoticed, yet essential. Even your bloodstream, coursing like a river through the landscape of your body, carries signals from these unseen partners. Certain microbes have trained your immune system to recognize friend from foe, to respond without overreaction. They sculpt your defenses with gentle precision, guiding responses that maintain stability. Picture them as skilled artisans, painting invisible murals of resilience, each stroke contributing to the greater work of life maintained in balance. As you sink further into awareness, you can imagine them interacting, exchanging information, adjusting to changes in your environment. When your diet shifts, they adapt. When stress arises, they respond. You begin to perceive a subtle conversation, a dialogue of chemical signals, vibrations of presence that remind you that even in silence, care exists. It is a steady, invisible support network, always functioning, always attentive, asking nothing in return. In this quiet observation, a sense of trust grows. You feel your body as a garden, each microbe a gardener tending its plot, nurturing growth, and preventing decay. Nothing here acts out of malice, everything is cooperation, a mutual understanding that the whole thrives when each part fulfills its role. You are not merely inhabiting a body, you are living within a dynamic, self-regulating ecosystem. Now, imagine the microbiome's history. These microorganisms have co-evolved with life, shaping and being shaped by the bodies they inhabit. Their ancestors traversed oceans, clung to early plants, and danced along surfaces that would one day become your skin. Evolution has fine-tuned their presence, creating partnerships that span eons. You are, in essence, carrying the legacy of countless tiny lives, their experiences embedded in your cells, their whispers echoing within your tissues. Feel the gentle hum of this interconnection as you breathe in and out. With each inhale, imagine drawing in the vitality of this living network. With each exhale, release tension, allowing your body and mind to synchronize with the natural rhythm that these microbial companions maintain. Your awareness of them softens the edges of isolation, creating a sense of being enveloped in quiet guardianship. Picture a single day in the life of your microbial companions. On your skin, one microbe detects a subtle change, a drop in moisture or a small, uninvited organism. It signals nearby neighbors, and together, they respond. In your gut, another group processes remnants of last night's meal, crafting molecules that help repair your gut lining. Somewhere else, tiny signals travel to immune cells, whispering instructions that maintain vigilance without panic. It is a choreography of immense subtlety, and yet it unfolds with effortless precision. Even when you are asleep, their work does not pause. While your body rests, they patrol and nurture. Their rhythm intertwines with your circadian cycles, influencing sleep quality, mood, and even mental clarity. In this way, the microbial guardians extend care far beyond immediate defense. They shape the very texture of your experience, supporting the quiet, unseen foundation of your life. You may notice how gentle this awareness feels. There is no urgency, no fear. These guardians are neither harsh nor demanding, they are persistent, patient, and attentive. By simply noticing them, by inviting their presence into your consciousness, you deepen a sense of belonging. Your body becomes not a solitary form, but a landscape filled with care, activity, and cooperative vitality. As you reflect on this quiet network, consider the profound interdependence at play. You feed them through your choices, and they, in turn, sustain you. They remind you that survival is not a solo endeavor, but a dialogue, a collaboration across scales that the mind can barely imagine. There is an artistry in this balance, a rhythm that is both intimate and universal. You are a host, a partner, and a witness to this living symphony. Now, as your awareness drifts gently, sense the protective warmth of this invisible community. Feel it as a soft pulse beneath your skin, as a quiet murmur in your belly, as a gentle guide in your bloodstream. There is a continuity here, a presence that reassures without words. Each microbe contributes a note to the harmony of life within you, each interaction a subtle reminder that you are not alone, and that care often comes in forms too small to see. In this moment, allow yourself to sink into the quiet gratitude that this knowledge brings. Let the presence of these silent guardians weave a sense of calm through your body. You rest in a network of life, attentive and patient, always present, always nurturing. There is a rhythm, a pulse, a gentle certainty that flows through every cell, reminding you that the world within is as alive, as delicate, and as wondrous as the world outside. And as you begin to drift toward the next phase of your journey, your thoughts may turn to the ways these guardians interact with the broader world around you, how the environment, your choices, and even your mind can shape this inner community, opening the door to deeper connection, understanding, and curiosity about the unseen forces that sustain life. Close your eyes and drift into the quiet world that exists within you, a world often unnoticed but ceaselessly alive. Beneath the surface of your skin, within the folds of your intestines, and along the gentle lining of your lungs, countless microscopic beings move, pulse, and communicate. Each microbe carries its own language, a series of chemical signals that flow like gentle streams, crossing invisible bridges from one cell to another. These whispers are subtle but persistent, shaping the way your body grows, heals, and thrives. Imagine yourself walking along a forest path at dawn, the mist curling around your ankles, soft and silver. This fog is like the chemical dialogue of your microbiome, soft, shimmering molecules that wrap your organs in a delicate embrace. The messages flow in quiet rhythm, like leaves rustling in a gentle breeze, telling your cells when to divide, when to rest, when to awaken. You feel a sense of wonder as the awareness settles in. You are not alone. You are a host to an entire ecosystem, alive and vibrant, carrying on conversations beyond the reach of your eyes. Notice how your gut, often thought of as mere digestion, is in fact a grand library of messages. Each meal you take, each sip of water, each moment of rest creates a response. Microbes metabolize the fibers of your food into molecules that drift like soft lanterns through your bloodstream. Your cells receive them, read them, and respond. A gentle tug at your immune system, a soft encouragement for new growth, a whisper that calms inflammation, all invisible yet profoundly real. You can almost feel the lightness in your chest as these dialogues unfold. Your skin, too, is alive with these quiet messengers. Tiny bacteria and fungi walk along your surface, sensing the warmth of your touch, the moisture of your breath. When you run your fingers across your arm, imagine that 1,000 unseen hands reach out and respond, sending signals to your deeper organs. Each signal is gentle, nuanced, a small nod in the ongoing conversation between life at different scales. You start to sense the tender rhythm, like waves lapping softly against a sandy shore, moving in patterns older than memory. Now, drift deeper into the corridors of your lungs. Picture the air you inhale as a river, bringing both oxygen and countless microbial companions. These passengers ride the flow, carrying messages to the cells that line your respiratory passages. Your immune cells greet them not with alarm, but with quiet acknowledgement, balancing vigilance with acceptance. You can feel a harmony in the balance, a rhythm as ancient as the first breath ever taken. The whispers of microbes and the responses of your cells compose a symphony too delicate to hear, yet too essential to ignore. Turn your attention inward to your bloodstream, the silver highway of life. Molecules produced by microbes circulate here, like tiny boats drifting past islands of tissue. Some molecules speak of nourishment, helping your cells grow stronger. Others whisper warnings, soft nudges that prepare your immune defenses. Each signal is a brushstroke in the grand painting of your health, subtle yet indispensable. As you breathe slowly, you imagine yourself floating among these currents, carried by the gentle momentum of unseen communication. Consider the neurons in your gut, those intricate threads of the enteric nervous system. Often called your second brain, they are in constant dialogue with your microbial companions. When you feel hunger, fullness, or even a sudden flutter of emotion, know that it is partly the result of these whispers. Chemical signals travel along nerves, cascading into your central nervous system. You feel a soft resonance in your mind, an awareness that your thoughts, your moods, are intertwined with the tiniest of creatures, coexisting within you. Imagine now that each microbial conversation is a soft rain, falling on the landscape of your organs. Some drops nourish and replenish. Some guide the growth of tissues. Some quietly sweep away debris. You feel yourself breathing in the rhythm of this rainfall, a meditative cadence that lulls you into deeper understanding. You sense that your body is not a solitary vessel but a landscape of interaction, a place where life of every size contributes to the whole. Even your liver, the tireless filter, participates in this dialogue. Molecules from gut microbes arrive here and are transformed into signals your body can use. They instruct detoxification, aid metabolism, and fine-tune the production of energy. Your body feels lighter as these processes hum gently along, and you are comforted by the realization that you are being cared for by countless invisible hands, moving in harmony. Pause for a moment at the heart, the quiet drum of life. It receives messages indirectly, from molecules that tell it when to beat faster, when to slow, when to rest. Your heart responds, not only to your conscious will but to the whispers of life within, a subtle conversation that has existed for millennia. Each pulse is a reminder of the unseen balance that sustains you, a rhythm orchestrated in part by creatures too small to see, yet powerful in their influence. And as you drift into the awareness of your microbiome's influence, imagine a soft, shimmering fog rising through your body, enveloping every cell, every tissue, in gentle communication. Each microbe and cell knows its place in this dance, moving in a rhythm that is both ancient and immediate. You rest in this awareness, feeling a profound sense of care, a quiet assurance that life within and around you is connected in ways deeper than thought, yet perceptible to feeling. You notice that even your thoughts begin to mirror this calm, each idea a ripple on a placid lake, each breath a wave carrying messages back and forth. You are immersed in the dialogue of life, a living being held together by countless unseen conversations. The poetry of molecules and cells, the music of chemical whispers, flows through you in a rhythm that is steady, gentle, and endlessly patient. Let yourself linger in this moment, carried by the quiet harmony of the unseen. Every breath, every heartbeat, every pulse of chemical conversation draws you further into the knowledge that life, at every scale, is intimately entwined. You feel the connection to this hidden world, soft and tender, and yet profoundly real. As your awareness drifts toward sleep, imagine these whispers expanding outward, beyond your body, suggesting a larger conversation, how the world around you, the soil, the air, the water, all carry life and dialogue, unseen yet essential. And in that thought, a gentle curiosity stirs. What other invisible worlds exist, speaking to us in silence, guiding the rhythms of life we can barely perceive? You lie back, letting your awareness drift inward, past the surface of your skin, past the beating of your heart, into a hidden world invisible to the eye. Here, billions of tiny companions live alongside you, each carrying a story, a fragment of an age that stretches far beyond your own lifespan. Their presence is constant, quiet, intimate. They are the guardians of memory, holding whispers of the environments, diets, and journeys of ancestors you never knew, yet somehow, they shape who you are. Consider a single bacterium. Its ancestors swam in ancient oceans, thrived in lush forests, nestled in the soil where your ancestors once walked. With every division, with every replication, a memory is passed along, a chemical echo of survival. Some of these echoes speak of scarcity, of famine endured. Others, of abundance, of flourishing within rich and diverse landscapes. Their genes are not inert, they are a living record, a timeline encoded in sequences of proteins and nucleotides. They remember how to digest the fibers of plants that no longer grow near you, how to withstand subtle changes in temperature, how to thrive when nutrients are scarce. Your body is a home, a carefully balanced ecosystem, where trillions of microbes live in harmony and conflict, shaping the chemistry of your skin, your gut, even your thoughts. You are a city, bustling invisibly, where every street and alley is alive with movement, exchange, and memory. When you feel the gentle rumble of your stomach or the faint itch along your arm, it is a dialogue being carried out, an interaction between your own cells and those who have walked this world long before you. Close your eyes and imagine this inner landscape. A forest of gut lining, its walls thick with folds like hills and valleys, inhabited by creatures so small you can only sense their presence indirectly, through the warmth of life and the hum of chemical exchange. Nutrients drift like soft sunlight, taken up and transformed by your microbial citizens, who in turn release signals that reach the farthest corners of your body. They influence your immune system, your metabolism, your mood. You are not merely a host, you are a symphony of interwoven lives, each note carrying the resonance of ancient survival. Think of your fingertips, where tiny colonies of bacteria trace patterns as unique as fingerprints. They are reminders of the surfaces you have touched, the hands you have held, the air you have breathed. Some of these microscopic travelers have journeyed alongside humans for thousands of years, never leaving, never forgotten. Others arrive new, hitching rides on food, water, or the gentle brush of another person's skin. In this way, you are both archive and experiment, a convergence of past encounters and present interactions. These microbes teach patience. They work slowly, deliberately, responding to subtle changes over time. When you eat, when you sleep, when you move, they shift in composition, adjusting, adapting. Each change is a conversation, a negotiation. They remind you that growth, healing, and understanding are processes, not events. They whisper a slow truth: the smallest things, when multiplied, carry immense power. A single bacterium alone is fragile, yet together, they create systems that resist disease, aid digestion, and support life itself. Their memory is not conscious, but it is profound. Genetic sequences record adaptations to past environments: heat, cold, famine, abundance. Imagine these sequences as threads in an ancient tapestry, weaving the experiences of countless generations. Each thread is a story of survival: the acquisition of a gene that allowed early humans to digest milk, the mutation that conferred resistance to pathogens, the silent shaping of immunity across centuries. As you feel your own body respond to the world around you, know that you are carrying this legacy, a quiet inheritance embedded within your cell's microbial residence. Your breath is a bridge between worlds. With every inhale, you invite new microbes from the air, from plants, from the people nearby. With every exhale, you release some of your inner ecosystem into the world. This cycle is continuous, gentle, unending. It connects you to the soil beneath your feet, to the forests, rivers, and oceans that harbor similar creatures, and to humans whose paths crossed with yours indirectly, long before you were born. The past and present are not separate, they flow together in your veins, in your gut, in the subtle chemical signals that ripple across your skin. Now, imagine tracing the journey of a single microbe through your life. Perhaps it arrived at birth, welcomed in the first moments of your skin's exposure to the world. Perhaps it came later, a visitor on a spoonful of fermented food, a companion through childhood summers. It adapts to your unique body, to your habits and rhythms, thriving in some niches, retreating in others. Over time, it leaves traces, metabolites that influence your energy, your cravings, even your sleep patterns. You and this tiny organism are partners in a slow, evolving dance, each shaping the other in ways you may never consciously notice. Microbial memory also teaches humility. Despite our intelligence, our technology, our understanding of the universe, we are only a small part of the network of life. Microbes remind you that life thrives in unexpected forms, in scales too small to see, yet powerful enough to determine the fate of entire ecosystems. They survive in conditions that challenge human life, thriving in acidity, heat, cold, and pressure. They have persisted through mass extinctions, ice ages, and changing climates. And here they are, sharing your body, carrying the wisdom of resilience across eons. This inner world is intimate, yet universal. Every human carries a microbiome, every living creature hosts its own community. Across species, across continents and centuries, similar patterns emerge: symbiosis, adaptation, and memory embedded in life itself. When you recognize the depth of this connection, you understand that you are never truly alone. You are a continuation of a vast lineage, each heartbeat resonating with microbial memory, each breath a renewal of ancient stories. Let your awareness rest on your abdomen, where the gut resides as a landscape of life, a garden tended over millennia. Feel the gentle peristalsis as wind through leaves, the subtle shift of bacterial colonies as currents in a stream. Your microbes are storytellers, silently conveying the saga of survival, adaptation, and migration. They are proof that life persists in myriad forms, each valuable, each contributing to the whole. And now, as you drift closer to sleep, consider that every meal, every touch, every quiet moment allows this hidden world to change, to grow, to adapt. You are both caretaker and recipient, both archive and archives reader. This gentle interplay carries lessons about patience, resilience, and interconnectedness. Each tiny organism holds fragments of history you cannot see, yet their presence resonates through every aspect of your being. In the quiet of this moment, let your mind rest on the fact that you are part of an unbroken lineage, a living bridge between past and present. Your microbes, small yet profound, connect you to ancestors and environments long gone, yet still alive in the microscopic memory of your body. And as your awareness drifts outward, let yourself wonder softly: what stories will tomorrow carry, and how will these tiny companions continue to shape the unfolding of your life? You lie back and close your eyes, and immediately, a universe unfolds inside you. Not in the way of stars or galaxies, though the analogy is tempting, but in the subtle, bustling landscape of your own body. You think of yourself as singular, whole, a distinct presence in space. And yet, beneath this awareness, beyond the borders of your skin, countless companions dwell. They are unseen, silent in their movements, yet their influence stretches through every pulse of your veins, every rhythm of your lungs. They are bacteria, fungi, viruses, and archaea, innumerable beings whose lives entwine seamlessly with your own. Imagine your gut as a warm, densely forested valley, where rivers of nutrients flow like liquid sunlight. Here, the microbiome thrives, each microbial species occupying its own niche, performing labor that keeps the entire ecosystem in balance. Some break down fibers into molecules that your body cannot process on its own, others produce vitamins and neurotransmitters, and still others maintain the integrity of the boundaries between self and world. They digest, they synthesize, they communicate, all without a word. You might feel alone in thought, yet these microbes are your constant, unseen company, their tiny lives humming alongside yours. As you breathe, consider the air entering your lungs. Each inhalation carries microscopic stowaways, Bacteria and fungi suspended in droplets, hitchhikers of wind and water. Most will never reach your tissues, but some find homes in your nasal passages, your throat, or deeper within your lungs. In that instant, your body becomes a landscape welcoming guests, negotiating with strangers in silent diplomacy. The distinction between self and other begins to blur. Where does you end and them begin? Perhaps it is less a line and more a gradient, shifting as bacteria exchange genes, as viruses influence cellular expression, as microbes digest food into life-giving molecules. You start to feel this collaboration as a subtle warmth in your belly, a quiet rhythm beneath thought. Each sensation is layered, a tapestry woven from human cells and microbial partners alike. Even your moods are touched by these invisible companions. Certain gut bacteria can produce serotonin, a molecule that travels up to your brain, guiding your perception of calm or anxiety. In this sense, your laughter, your stillness, your quiet breath, is co-authored. You are never fully alone. You are a community, a constellation of life forms sharing a single habitat, each dependent upon the other for sustenance, for meaning, for existence. If you allow your mind to wander further, you begin to notice the sheer scale of this hidden multitude. There are trillions of them inside you. Microbial cells outnumber human cells by a small but meaningful margin, creating a network of interactions that feels as vast as the oceans outside your window. Some are residents, stable and familiar. Others are travelers, drifting in from food, soil, water, or the hands of those around you. Their presence is delicate, balanced. Disturbances, a sudden illness, a course of antibiotics, even the stress that tangles your thoughts, can ripple through this inner community, shifting composition and behavior in subtle, sometimes surprising ways. Picture a dinner table inside your gut. Tiny guests sit quietly, exchanging molecules and signals. Some consume nutrients, leaving others to feast on the byproducts. Some signal to your immune system, gently reminding it what is friend and what is foe. Some shape the architecture of your intestinal walls, influencing permeability, absorption, and defense. Each interaction is small, almost imperceptible, yet the sum total affects digestion, immunity, mood, and energy. You are not a singular entity digesting food. You are a composite host, a garden in which life flourishes across species boundaries. Your skin, too, is a borderland. Bacteria and fungi coat every square centimeter, forming a living barrier that guards against invaders and trains your immune system. They are both shield and teacher. They teach your immune cells what to attack and what to ignore, a gentle tutor guiding your defenses. You may never see them, yet their influence manifests in the softness of touch, in the healing of wounds, in the subtle aroma of your own body. Even your hair, nails, and the spaces between toes host tiny communities, invisible yet teeming with life, quietly coexisting in harmony with your human tissues. Consider how these internal worlds communicate. Chemical signals drift across cellular membranes, metabolites travel through blood and lymph, and electrical impulses echo along nerve fibers. The conversation is endless, a murmured dialogue of molecules and cells, of human and microbial voices. You think, I decide, I choose, I act, yet part of the orchestration occurs beneath your awareness, carried out by these microscopic companions. The line between autonomy and collaboration softens, and you sense that your identity is less rigid than you believed. Even your thoughts and emotions are entangled in this network. Experiments suggest that microbiomes influence stress response, learning, and memory. You imagine a small bacterium producing a neurotransmitter, and somewhere in your brain, a neuron listens, shifts, and fires. Your calm, your tension, your very perception of the world is gently modulated by entities you cannot see. This is not a diminishment of self, it is a profound expansion. You are no longer a solitary consciousness but a composite of species, a mosaic in which life circulates fluidly, quietly shaping who you are. As your awareness deepens, you recognize that this intimacy extends beyond your own body. Microbes are shared between people, transmitted through touch, breath, and shared spaces. They travel on dust motes, on the surfaces of tables, in the droplets of a passing conversation. You are connected, not only to your own internal universe, but to the communities around you. Each handshake, each shared meal, each breath taken near another person becomes a subtle exchange of life. Humanity itself is a network of microbial communities, constantly intertwined, constantly reshaping the boundaries of self. In this reflective quiet, you begin to notice a rhythm, a pulse that is both yours and theirs. Your heart beats, your lungs expand, and microbes metabolize, signal, and move. The dance of life is constant, seamless, and beautiful. It is a choreography without conductor, an intricate ballet of countless actors performing in synchrony, sustaining each other in ways both tangible and abstract. You are simultaneously host, participant, and observer, aware of both the individual and the collective, the visible and invisible. When you next feel a touch, a taste, or even a fleeting thought, remember this: it is co-authored. Every bite of food passes through shared hands and mouths, every breath mingles with the air's microbiome, every feeling is echoed by trillions of microscopic lives. You are both singular and plural, private and communal, human and more than human. The boundaries you once drew dissolve like morning mist, leaving you suspended in the gentle understanding that life is never solitary. And as you drift deeper into this realization, you feel a quiet wonder at the vastness within. The universe inside your body mirrors the universe outside, complex, interconnected, and full of mysteries yet to explore. The microbes, the molecules, the currents of energy and matter, they whisper a truth softly, without words. Identity is fluid, life is shared, and even in your smallest cells, the cosmos quietly pulses. You lie back, feeling the subtle hum of life around and within you, and sense the continuum stretching beyond yourself, waiting to unfold further, inviting you to journey deeper into the interconnectedness that surrounds every breath and thought. Close your eyes and take a slow, even breath. Feel the rhythm of your lungs, the subtle stretch of your chest, the gentle pull of air flowing through the pathways of your body. As you breathe, imagine that within you exists a garden, not one of soil and sunlight alone, but a hidden ecosystem, a universe alive with miniature currents and subtle harmonies. This is your inner world, a place of silent, constant work, where billions of tiny beings shape your health and your very sense of vitality. Picture these organisms as dancers, moving gracefully along the walls of your intestines, across delicate membranes, within the folds of tissue that cradle your organs. Some twirl and sway in gentle patterns, others dash like sparks, responding to signals carried from your brain, from your environment, from the foods you consume. Each microbe carries a role, a purpose, a subtle instruction. One may aid in digesting fibers, releasing nutrients that fuel your energy. Another may whisper chemical messages that calm inflammation, that protect you from unwelcome invaders. They form a community, a balanced choreography, a symphony of life that is unseen yet profoundly felt. Every meal you take becomes an invitation to this garden. The colors, textures, and smells do more than satisfy hunger. They become signals, cues for growth and balance. When you taste a fresh vegetable, bright and crisp, imagine the microbes receiving this gift, metabolizing fibers into molecules that nourish your cells and communicate with your immune system. When you sip warm tea, feel how the compounds ripple through your bloodstream, gently influencing the chemical conversations in your gut. Each choice, each small act of attention, is a note in the ongoing melody of your internal ecosystem. There are moments when this balance shifts. A sudden stress, a sleepless night, or an irregular meal may stir the currents, momentarily tipping the dance into irregular patterns. Some microbes may multiply more rapidly, others may recede, and your body responds. It sends signals to the immune system, nudges hormones, adjusts metabolism, and quietly strives to restore harmony. This tug between balance and imbalance is not failure, but conversation, the dialogue of life itself. Within the seeming chaos lies adaptation, a resilient intelligence that has evolved over millennia. Imagine now the edges of your hidden garden, where the microbial landscape meets your own cells. Here, barriers exist, thin, protective layers that separate your inner ecosystem from harmful invaders, yet remain permeable to nurturing molecules. These barriers are negotiators, interpreters, guardians. They sense which signals should pass, which threats to hold at bay. Each day, they learn from the subtle cues you send, the rhythms of eating, sleeping, moving, and resting. You participate in this ongoing education simply by living mindfully, by giving yourself pauses of care and attention. Take a moment to feel gratitude for this silent work. The microbes are not conscious in the way you are, yet their activity sustains life. The fibers they ferment, the vitamins they produce, the chemical signals they send, all weave into your energy, your mood, your clarity of mind. They contribute to immunity, teaching your body what to fight and what to embrace. They influence metabolism, nudging your body toward efficient energy use, affecting how nutrients are absorbed and stored. Even your longevity is touched by these unseen companions, whose influence shapes inflammation, stress responses, and cellular renewal. Now, envision a ripple moving through the microbial sea inside you. A ripple caused by your mindful choices, a morning of deep breathing, a walk in the sun, a meal rich in colors and textures. The wave spreads, touching distant corners, awakening dormant colonies, restoring harmony in regions where balance had faltered. The ripple is gentle, but persistent, an echo of your care. Every day, small ripples accumulate, shaping the landscape, nudging it toward vitality and resilience. Sometimes, the garden sends signals of discontent. You may notice subtle signs, a feeling of heaviness, a sense of fatigue, minor digestive disturbances. These are whispers, reminders that attention is needed. Instead of frustration, meet these moments with curiosity. Imagine leaning closer, listening to the dialogue, understanding what adjustments the ecosystem requires. Perhaps it is more fiber, more rest, more calm. Perhaps it is a mindful pause, allowing the natural processes to rebalance. Each response is a form of dialogue, a gentle exchange of care and awareness. Visualize now the interconnection between this hidden garden and the larger world within you. Your heart beats, sending pulses of life-giving blood through vessels that brush past microbial communities. Your lungs draw in oxygen that fuels cellular reactions, influencing microbial activity indirectly. Even your nervous system communicates, releasing neurotransmitters and hormones that adjust digestion, immune activity, and metabolic rate. Life is a network of signals and responses, a continuous dance where your attention guides the rhythm. The sense of time here is different. In the microbial world, growth and change occur in hours and days, yet the effects ripple into weeks and months. Patience becomes a companion. Observe without haste. Your choices today, the calm meals, the restful nights, the small movements, accumulate quietly. They shape the garden, they influence the dialogue, they nurture the unseen symphony that underlies your vitality. In this way, you become both gardener and observer, protector and participant in an intimate ecosystem of life. Consider how this ecosystem mirrors life outside your body. Just as forests depend on diversity, streams on clarity, and communities on balance, your inner world thrives on variety, rhythm, and attention. A single missing note may ripple into imbalance, yet the resilience of the system allows adaptation, recovery, and learning. Your microbiome embodies the wisdom of interdependence, teaching that care, attention, and gentle nurturing foster growth and harmony. As you inhale again, picture the subtle waves of microbial life moving, adjusting, thriving in response to your gentle guidance. The garden is alive, not static, constantly shifting, resilient, and wondrously complex. Its whispers reach your consciousness in the form of energy, clarity, mood, and health. You are co-creating this balance with each mindful breath, each thoughtful meal, each moment of care. In this quiet intimacy, feel the sense of connectedness, not just to yourself, but to the invisible network that sustains your life. Your choices matter, not as rigid prescriptions, but as invitations to harmony. The garden within responds to rhythm and attentiveness, to presence and compassion. With each moment of care, it blooms a little brighter, sending subtle waves outward, shaping the quality of your energy, your mood, your calm. Now, as you rest in this awareness, notice the gentle pull of curiosity. The hidden garden is not an isolated world. It communicates with systems beyond the gut, linking to immunity, metabolism, and even the pace of aging. There are stories still to uncover, connections yet to explore, a wisdom that unfolds gradually. And as your mind begins to drift towards sleep, you carry the understanding that the garden thrives not through force, but through gentle guidance, mindful attention, and the soft rhythm of daily life. The ripples you create today will echo tomorrow, influencing cells, microbes, and signals in ways unseen, a quiet testament to the harmony you nurture. In the hushed, meditative glow of your inner world, let yourself rest, knowing that this hidden ecosystem, delicate, intelligent, and profoundly alive, continues its silent work. And as you drift, imagine the next whisper of discovery, the next gentle question that will guide you deeper into the unfolding story of your body and the life within. You lie back into the soft curve of your bed, the edges of the day melting like sunlight on the horizon. Your breath is slow, a gentle tide that moves across the quiet shore of your lungs. In the dimming light, your body begins to soften, releasing the tension of hours spent thinking, moving, being. Even as your awareness drifts toward sleep, another world awakens, humming beneath your skin, unseen yet profoundly alive. This is the garden within, a place where billions of tiny lives work quietly in rhythm, shaping your health, your mood, your very essence. Each bacterium, invisible yet essential, carries out its work with precision and grace. Some prepare your digestive landscape, breaking down the remnants of food, transforming them into molecules your body will use for energy and repair. Others patrol your inner surfaces, a protective chorus keeping invaders at bay, maintaining harmony in a world that is as vast and complex as any forest or ocean. You imagine them as tiny gardeners, each one tending its patch with care, pruning, planting, nourishing. Their rhythm is steady, predictable, yet endlessly creative. As you sink deeper into the softness of your bed, you allow yourself to follow them into the hidden pathways of your gut. A warm, undulating current carries you past folds and chambers, each lined with delicate ecosystems. You see them as fields of movement, where microbes glide past one another, exchanging signals like the whispers of wind through leaves. The colors of this microscopic garden are muted, yet vivid in their subtlety: deep greens of energy cycling, gentle ambers of fermentation, soft blues of communication. The light here is internal, generated not by the sun but by the quiet work of life itself. Your attention lingers on a cluster of bacteria that is busy converting fibers into short-chain fatty acids, a process invisible to your eyes but vital to your well-being. You imagine them as a circle of artisans, turning raw material into nourishment, each movement precise and necessary. You feel a gentle gratitude rise in your chest, a recognition that these tiny partners have been with you since before you were aware of them, shaping you, guiding you, harmonizing with your body's needs. In this quiet moment, you sense the profound interconnectedness of all life within you, the unseen threads that link every cell to every microbe. The rhythm of your heartbeat begins to synchronize with the soft pulse of this inner world. Each beat sends a ripple outward, and you imagine it as a stone dropped into a pond, touching every corner of your inner ecosystem. Microbes respond to chemical signals, to the flow of nutrients, to the gentle shifts of your body's internal environment. You float alongside them, a silent observer and participant, carried by the rhythm of digestion, repair, and growth. There is no rush here, only a continuous, flowing presence, a shared life that quietly insists on balance. Your thoughts drift like soft clouds across a night sky. You notice how the microbiome interacts with your brain, a dialogue of chemical messages and subtle signals. Some bacteria produce neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine, that brush your consciousness with shades of calm, clarity, and contentment. You sense, without needing to analyze, how your mood is gently influenced by this hidden chorus. Each breath you take, each exhale, carries away stress, tension, and distraction. In return, your internal garden responds, maintaining harmony, offering balance, tending to the intimate ecosystem that is you. In this meditative journey, you allow yourself to explore the outer edges of your internal world. The large intestine, the colon, becomes a slow river of activity, where microbes ferment, recycle, and extract energy. You see colonies forming and dispersing, like schools of tiny fish navigating invisible currents. Their movements are quiet, subtle, yet they are vital for the life of the larger organism, you. Every metabolite, every molecule, every signal contributes to your sleep, your immune system, your ability to heal and renew. The garden of night is tireless, persistent, and perfectly attuned to the rhythm of your body. Your awareness drifts further, beyond the gut, to the mucosal surfaces that line your respiratory and digestive tracts. Here, bacteria and fungi form protective layers, gentle sentinels watching over delicate tissues. They interact with immune cells, guiding them, educating them, shaping the landscape of your body's defense. You imagine a soft choreography, movements so subtle that only time reveals their grace. Your body, once a singular self, now feels like a symphony of interwoven lives, each performing its role, each contributing to the harmony of the whole. As your muscles loosen and your eyelids grow heavier, you allow your mind to dwell on the cycles of the microbiome. Day and night, feeding and fasting, movement and rest, each rhythm influences the internal garden. You feel a gentle awareness that your choices, your environment, and your care of yourself ripple through this unseen world. Every meal becomes a conversation, every moment of rest a renewal. The night, in its quiet, amplifies these cycles, offering space for restoration, for microbial work to continue uninterrupted, for the unseen gardeners to flourish. You notice the intimate connection between the microbiome and your dreams. During sleep, your brain processes memories, emotions, and experiences, while your microbiome adjusts and adapts, reinforcing signals of balance. You sense that these tiny organisms are your companions even in unconsciousness, part of the unfolding story of your life. The gentle rhythm of night encourages them to settle, to perform their essential tasks without interference. You feel the tender assurance of continuity, that life within you never truly pauses, never truly rests, yet does so in perfect alignment with your own cycles of consciousness. Softly, you consider the fragility and resilience of this internal ecosystem. A change in diet, a shift in stress, a moment of illness, each can ripple through the community, altering its balance. Yet, the microbiome adapts, regenerates, and persists. You imagine tiny hands repairing delicate structures, restoring harmony after disruption. This resilience mirrors your own, a reflection of the symbiosis that defines your existence. In this quiet meditation, you feel gratitude for this unseen resilience, for the silent companions who work ceaselessly, without recognition, yet with profound impact on your well-being. The night deepens, and you feel your consciousness softening further. Your body is a landscape of gentle currents, your mind a calm sky. You allow yourself to float along the edges of awareness, sensing the interplay of microbial life, cellular activity, and neural rhythm. The garden within is alive, active, and present, offering a profound lesson in patience, harmony, and interconnectedness. You are not separate from this internal universe. You are its vessel, its steward, and its companion. As sleep begins to draw you fully into its embrace, you let go of observation and rest into experience. The garden of night continues its work, silent and precise, in the quiet hours where you cannot watch but can trust. Every molecule transformed, every signal exchanged, every rhythm maintained is a testament to the hidden beauty of life within you. You sense that even as consciousness fades, this ecosystem thrives, undisturbed, guiding you toward renewal and peace. Your last waking thought is a gentle awareness of continuity, that the life within you moves on, beyond the reach of immediate sight, yet inseparable from your own. You drift, knowing that the dawn will bring not only a new day but new cycles, new interactions, new rhythms to witness. And as you surrender to the quiet, the unseen gardeners of your body continue their work, carrying you into the soft mysteries of sleep, ready to awaken into the wonders of tomorrow.